what's your response that they must be thoroughly disappointed?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all are. Yeah. I mean, look. Obviously, come out third quarter. I mean, the first half was a great competitive half of basketball, and I mean, obviously that was what we expected. And then you come out third, run a great play, hit a wide open three, and from that point there, I think a number of things we just weren't good enough on. One was our defence. We started breaking down, giving players shots in places that we probably shouldn't, and certainly where we haven't worked towards with Scout. Offensive rebounds, we gave them 2 offensive rebounds within the first 2 possessions, and then we still haven't figured out that zone. And I don't think we really at any stage got to any of the actions that we've spoken, shown video, and spent a smaller amount of time working on. I mean, and this week it was heavily focused on Geelong, so I'm not making excuses, but certainly we'll have to put some more time on that. We obviously know we'll be playing Perth in finals. That's who we play. So really this week is not saying that the Townsville Fire game's a write-off. We want to play that and play our best basketball, but we're going to have to dedicate a lot of time to figuring that out.
The weekend that was, in terms of it all coming together in a bad way over one weekend, how do you assess that and how do you coach that from here?
Yeah, well, it doesn't change anything we've done throughout the season. I mean, obviously the results are not ideal, but it hasn't changed the amount of work we've put in and the results we've had and the confidence we've built. That work's been banked all season long. So from my perspective, we'll watch the tape, we'll make some adjustments, and we'll go out and work to get better.
So you'll play that again in 2 weeks or whatever the date will end up being up. Has this taken a hit to the confidence, having played them at Hoops Fest where it was close and now this might not be?
No, I mean, as far as confidence goes, we gave them a touch-up in Terrelgan. They've given us a touch-up today, and every other game's been competitive and close, so just relatively neutral on whether it doesn't change what we're going to do. We're going to obviously go away and work at getting better.
Kelsey, how do you approach it such an experienced head? You've seen everything. How do you speak to your group after this sort of a weekend?
I think it's probably an accumulation, of the 3 games we had to play previously, and then the doubleheader this week. That it's a really great learning opportunity about how you prepare, how you go into games mentally, needing to make in-game adjustments, and then also quick turnarounds, being able to apply. It's very finals-like. So I felt like I approached the Southside Canberra game teaching and using teaching moments to help the group understand that that's kind of like finals turnarounds and making adjustments from game to game. And then this one from the Geelong to travel back home and then I'll have to play this game with just the quick turnaround as well. It's another way to prepare for what finals like basketball is, and Perth is a very, very talented team, and so and they showed that tonight. And so now we get the opportunity to watch the film. Now this is twice in a row their zone's given us a ton of problems and really taken us out of our rhythm. So we'll have plenty of footage to look at that and look at opportunities, how we can attack that, and potentially look at what other teams have done to be able to exploit their zone if possible.
So you had big moments tonight in the first half where it looked like you were going to get away, and then it changed in the second half. When you assess that first half now, do you think, if we can repeat more of that, then we'll be all right?
Well, it's probably not that simple. They went in and made an adjustment and basically went to zone on makes and man on misses, and we weren't getting enough stops to keep them in their man. So it was probably a double-edged sword for us that we weren't able to exploit them in their zone, and then we weren't getting stops. And to Kennedy's point, we gave up some O boards, which then allowed them to stay in their zone. So I think it's probably a very similar tale to the Hoops Fest, except for our defense was was much better, I'd say, in Hoops Fest. So it's a recipe that they have found that works to beat us, and so that's something that we're going to have to figure out strategy-wise to be able to try to have a different outcome in finals.
And Kenny, I just asked Ryan, next weekend everyone's playing for no ladder positions really because no one can really move. So it's a long way to Townsville and it's a long way to Perth. How do you approach your thinking at the moment? Is it you need to get everyone out there to fix what's happened this weekend, or you need to have everyone healthy for the following weekend?
I mean, look, it's a bit of both. I think it's a combination of preparation and a combination of whatever load management may need to look like, and that can be adjusted throughout the week through training. I mean, the travel's the travel. When you choose to play in Bendigo or you choose to play in Townsville or Perth, you know you're going to be travelling. I mean, we're the 3 teams that do the most amount of travelling in the league, so that doesn't really come into the equation. We'll prepare the same way, recover the same way. Yes, I mean, the travel's just the travel.
Cool. Thank you.
Just one, Kenny, Abby Waring tonight was, I thought she was pretty good for Bendigo.
She was very good. Excuse me. I mean, obviously, playing both ends of the floor, and did a really good job on Amy early, and locked her up and was able to find her shot. And the team did a good job of finding her with her feet set. And Abby's an incredibly talented two-way player, and you know, we probably needed to find her some more looks in the second half, and a lot of that just came out of not being able to find her against that zone.
And how do you bounce back from Townsville next Saturday night or next Sunday night?
Oh, I mean, the same way we do every other week. We'll review the tape.
Yeah.
We'll have team training. You know, and we'll repeat that process a couple of times throughout the week, and then start building towards Townsville. And I mean, again, we'll play every game on its merits. I mean, again, we're not. Right now, we'll focus on review, and Townsville can come later. We'll focus on us first.
Thanks
That's it.
very much, guys.
Thank you.